Good evening and a very warm welcome to the news on Sansad TV, the show where we focus on the top national and international developments of the day in just 30 minutes. I'm Isha Shah. Let's get started with the headlines. Winter session of Parliament to begin on the 7th of December and conclude on the 29th of December. 17 sittings to be held over 23 days. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates the first greenfield airport of Arunachal Pradesh, dedicates hydropower project to the nation, also opens Kashi Tamil Sangamam in Varanasi. No organization or country alone can defeat terrorism, Home Minister Amit Shah says at the closing ceremony of the No Money for Terror conference, stresses on joint global efforts to combat terrorism. 1,112 nominations found valid for the second phase of Gujarat Assembly elections. All parties field veteran leaders for campaigning. Gujarat to vote in two phases on the 1st and the 5th of December. And FIFA World Cup to kick off tomorrow in Qatar. Vice President Rajiv Dhankar will represent India at the opening ceremony. 32 teams from all over the world will compete for the title. And time now for a quick look at our flash news segment. The government has withdrawn the export duty on steel products and iron ore with effect from Saturday. Move to provide a fillip to the domestic steel industry and boost exports. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das said that the war in Europe brought with it new challenges and the world encountered a severe food and energy crisis. Retired IS officer Arun Goel has been appointed as Election Commissioner. Goel will join Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar and Election Commissioner Anup Chandra Pandey on the poll panel. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar called for an undifferentiated and undiluted approach to dealing with terrorism. He urged nations to rise above political divides to address the peril. The White House said that India played an essential role in negotiating G20's Bali Declaration that included Prime Minister Modi's message that today's era must not be that of war. The portals of Badrinath Shrine in Uttarakhand have been closed today amid chanting of Vedic mantras. The temple was decked up with flowers for the ceremony. The 53rd edition of the International Film Festival of India is all set to open tomorrow in Goa. 280 films from nearly 80 countries will be showcased at the film festival. Malaysia voted today in a tightly contested national election to elect 222 lawmakers in federal parliament and representatives in 3 state legislatures. Result is expected in the early hours of Sunday. Nepal will hold national and provincial elections on Sunday. Nearly 18 million people are eligible to vote in 7 provinces across the Himalayan nation. And US Vice President Kamala Harris spoke briefly with Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Saturday. Meeting is another step towards keeping lines of communication open between the two biggest economies. Our top story. The winter session of Parliament will be held from the 7th to the 29th of December. Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi announced this on Friday. He stated that the winter session will have 17 sittings spread over 23 days. He said he was looking forward to constructive debates and discussions on legislative business and other items in the session that is taking place during the Amrit Kal. Now, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the spanking new Doni Polo Airport, the first greenfield facility in Arunachal Pradesh today. Addressing a gathering, Prime Minister Modi said that connectivity and energy infrastructure will bring a new dawn of development for the northeastern region. He asserted that the northeast region, which was neglected so far, is now getting the top priority when it comes to development. He said that 7 airports have been built in the northeast in the last 8 years. Let's listen in.
फरवरी 2019 में इस एयरपोर्ट का शिलान्यास हुआ था और ये सौभाग्य मुझे मिला था। और आप तो जानते हैं हम एक ऐसा वर्क कल्चर लाए हैं जिसका शिलान्यास हम करते हैं, उद्घाटन भी हम ही करते हैं। अटकाना, लटकाना, भटकाना वो समय चला गया।
The airport that is located near Itanagar will link the border state with other Indian cities with commercial flights. It will also link other parts of Arunachal Pradesh through helicopter services. The airport's foundation stone was laid by Prime Minister Modi in February 2019. Prime Minister Modi also dedicated the 600 megawatt Kaming hydropower project in the West Kaming district of the state to the nation. The Kaming hydropower project has been developed at a cost of more than 8,000 crore rupees. The project is expected to make Arunachal Pradesh a power surplus state and benefit the national grid in terms of stability and integration. Now, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the Kashi-Tamil Sangamam in Varanasi today. He hailed Kashi and Tamil Nadu as timeless centers of culture and civilization. He added that the two regions are also the centers of the world's oldest languages, Sanskrit and Tamil. The Prime Minister also called upon the people of the country to end any discrimination on the basis of language and strengthen emotional unity. He said that India has the history of confluence, be it in the confluence of rivers, places, culture or philosophy, and the Kashi-Tamil Sangamam is continuation of this tradition. He also said that if there is Baba Vishwanath in Kashi, Tamil Nadu is blessed by Lord Rameshwaram. The month-long conclave in Varanasi is part of the Prime Minister's initiative of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. More than 2,500 delegates from Tamil Nadu will participate in seminars and interact with local people of similar trade, profession and interest. Let's listen in.
हमारे यहां ऋषियों ने कहा है, एको अहम बहुश्याम, अर्थात एक ही चेतना अलग अलग रूपों में प्रकट होती है। काशी और तमिलनाडु के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में इस फिलॉसफी को हम साक्षात देख सकते हैं। काशी और तमिलनाडु दोनों ही संस्कृति और सभ्यता के टाइमलेस सेंटर्स हैं। दोनों क्षेत्र संस्कृत और तमिल जैसी विश्व की सबसे प्राचीन भाषाओं के केंद्र है। काशी में बाबा विश्वनाथ है तो तमिलनाडु में भगवान रामेश्वरम का आशीर्वाद है। काशी और तमिलनाडु दोनों शिवमय है, दोनों शक्तिमय है। एक स्वयं में काशी है तो तमिलनाडु में दक्षिण काशी है। काशी कांची के रूप में दोनों की सप्तपुरियों में अपनी महत्ता है।
Moving on now, Home Minister Amit Shah asserted that no country can defeat terrorism alone. He called on the international community to fight together against the increasingly complex and borderless threat of terrorism. Addressing the concluding ceremony of the third No Money for Terror Ministerial Conference, he said that some countries repeatedly support terrorists and those who harbor terrorism. Citing action by India against an organization that was promoting radicalization among the youth, the Home Minister said that every country should identify and take stringent action against such organizations.
भारत काउंटर टेररिज्म और सीएफटी के लिए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सहयोग का केंद्र बिंदु बनेगा, ये सुनिश्चित है। हम टेररिज्म के सभी रूपों के खिलाफ एक प्रभावी, दीर्घकालिक और ठोस लड़ाई के बिना भयमुक्त समाज, भयमुक्त दुनिया का अस्तित्व सोच ही नहीं सकते हैं। हमारी सबसे पहली प्रतिबद्धता होनी चाहिए ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ कोऑपरेशन की। सभी देशों को, सभी संगठनों को बेहतर और प्रभावी तरीके से इंटेलिजेंस साझा करने में पूरी तरह से ट्रांसपेरेंसी का संकल्प लेना होगा।
And time now to look at the latest from Polebound, Gujarat. 2,112 nominations have been found valid for the second phase of Gujarat polls, State Election Commission said today. A total of 1,515 forms were received for the second phase of elections. Polling for 93 seats will be held in the second phase on the 5th of December. The first phase of polling will be held on the 1st of December, in which votes will be cast for 89 seats. Counting of votes for all the 182 assembly seats will be held on the 8th of December. Now, Prime Minister Modi held a mega road show in Vapi in Gujarat today. A large number of people gathered on both sides of the road to greet the Prime Minister. Campaigning for the BJP in the state, the Prime Minister is scheduled to hold multiple rallies ahead of the assembly elections. On Sunday, Prime Minister Modi will address rallies in Bhavnagar, Amreli and Junagadh. This is Prime Minister's second visit to his home state after the announcement of elections.
बीजेपी न केवल पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार बनाएगी 2024 में।
Now, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar flagged off the Swami Vivekanand Sandesh Yatra from Khetri in Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan today. The 50-day yatra will cover all 33 districts of Rajasthan to spread the message and teachings of Swami Vivekanand. Addressing the event, the Vice President said that the youth should take inspiration from the life and teachings of Swami Vivekanand. He further said that Swamiji's message is eternal and foundational for the emergence of Bharat. He said that his vision is taking shape today. Let's listen in.
भारत ने बहुत ही कठिन काल में अर्जित किया है, उसका फायदा हर भारतीय को तो मिला है, पर पूरी दुनिया में इसकी सराहना है। इस यात्रा का मुख्य लक्ष्य होगा कि राजस्थान के हर जिले में जाकर विवेकानंद जी के वो वाक्य सभी के कानों में, दिल दिमाग में गूंजने चाहिए। आई कोट, ये विवेकानंद जी के शब्द हैं, उस समय के शब्द हैं जो आज भी सार्थक हैं। उन्होंने कहा था, उठो, जागो और तब तक न रुको जब तक लक्ष्य सिद्ध न हो जाए। मेरा भी यही आह्वान है।
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla arrived in Kurukshetra in Haryana for the inauguration of the International Gita Mahotsav 2022. Lok Sabha Speaker attended the Sri Ram Katha event being held near Brahma Sarovar in Kurukshetra. On this occasion, he said that the youth of the country should take inspiration from the life of Lord Sri Ram. Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar was also present.
एक ऐसा संयोग जहां परम पूज्य बापू ने राम कथा के माध्यम से इस देश के नौजवानों में, इस देश के जन जन में एक आदर्श जीवन, एक राममय जीवन जीने का संदेश दिया और इस धरती से आज वह निष्काम कर्म योग का संदेश भी देंगे। भगवान राम और श्री कृष्ण का संदेश इस धरती से निकलेगा और भारत आध्यात्मिक संस्कृति का ये संदेश पूरी दुनिया में शांति का ले संदेश जाएगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Congress leaders and leaders from other political parties paid rich tributes to former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on her 105th birth anniversary. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, senior Congress leader Sonia Gandhi paid homage to Indira Gandhi at the Parliament House. Mallikarjun Kharge and Sonia Gandhi paid floral tributes at Indira Gandhi's memorial, Shakti Sthal, in the morning. A number of leaders also visited her memorial and paid tributes. And time now for a short break in the bulletin. Lots more coming up on the other side. Do stay tuned.
How public-private partnership can play out if the right things are done and quickly so.
We have a very comprehensive, integrated approach towards indigenization. We have to keep our manufacturers busy to meet the global requirement.
We create high-skilled labor jobs when we create opportunities in the defense sector. This is a high technology sector and it creates the jobs which are at the top of the pyramid.
Passion was to develop technology. We did not go after any RFIs or RFPs. We didn't go after contracts. We just went on to develop technology and develop platforms.
Watch our special presentations in The Defenders only on Sansad TV.
Welcome back. Let's take a look now at all the latest from the Russia-Ukraine crisis. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kiev today. This is the first visit by the UK's new leader to war-torn Ukraine. During the meeting, Sunak pledged that the UK would continue to stand by Ukrainians in their fight. He also promised a major new package of air defense for Ukraine. After the meeting, Zelensky wrote on Telegram that they discussed the most important issues both for their countries and for global security. Now, Russian missile strikes have crippled almost half of Ukraine's energy infrastructure, the Ukrainian government said on Friday. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that there is a difficult situation with electricity supply in 17 regions, especially in Odessa and Kiev. Authorities in Kiev have warned that the city could face a complete shutdown of the power grid as winter sets in. Ukraine's national grid operator also said that 6 large-scale missile attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure were launched between the 10th of October and the 15th of November. Investigations are underway into the missile attack that struck southeastern Poland near the Ukraine border on Tuesday, killing 2 people. White House spokesperson said on Friday that US and Polish officials have been in touch with Ukraine to clarify the facts about the missile attack. Warsaw and its Western allies say that evidence from the scene points to the explosion being caused by a Ukrainian air defense missile that went astray in pursuit of a Russian missile. Kiev denies this, saying that it has evidence of a Russian trace in the blast. Ukrainian President Zelensky has dismissed the idea of a short truce with Russia. Speaking at the 2022 Halifax International Security Forum via video message on Friday, Zelensky said that while Russia is looking for a short truce, such a proposal would simply allow Moscow's forces to regroup and worsen the situation. He added that honest peace can only be achieved by the complete demolition of Russian aggression. And the first train to Kherson since Russia's retreat from the city departed from Kiev on Friday. Russia withdrew its troops from Kherson on the 11th of November, marking a milestone in Ukraine's pushback against Moscow's invasion. A video provided by Deputy Head of the Office of the President of Ukraine showed the train departing, followed by applause. 200 passengers bought the tickets that were sold as part of a charity project. The train's carriages have also been painted in eclectic designs by Ukrainian artists. And time now to look at some more news from other parts of the globe. United Nations climate talks ran into extra time today with little sign of a breakthrough. Negotiations remain hung up on key issues including funds for the loss and damage suffered by poor and vulnerable countries hit by extreme weather. COP27 president said that extra time was being provided for various parties to try and reach a consensus. Meanwhile, European Union's top climate official threatened to walk away if the bloc did not get what it wanted. The two-week-long meeting was scheduled to wrap up on Friday. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un boasted that a recently tested intercontinental ballistic missile is another reliable and maximum capacity weapon to contain US military threats. The North Korean Central News Agency said that Kim observed the launch with his wife and their beloved daughter, as well as senior officials. This is North Korea's second major weapons test this month, showcasing its potential ability to launch nuclear strikes on all of the US mainland. The United States responded to North Korea's weapons launch by flying supersonic bombers in a show of force. Thailand's Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha closed the 2022 APEC conference today. He asserted that his country would pursue the goals of openness, connection and balance. The APEC leaders called for an end to Russia's war in Ukraine and pledged to steer the region's economies towards sustainable growth. The issue of the Korean Peninsula was also discussed in the wake of North Korea's launch of an ICBM that landed near Japan's northern island of Hokkaido and has potential to target the United States. At least 9 people, including 4 children, were killed in a gas blast that rocked a 5-story apartment building in Russia's far eastern Sakhalin Island. Local authorities said a gas cylinder exploded in one of the apartments, causing the collapse of a building section. Rescue teams were working at the scene, searching for more victims under the rubble. And Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said that he was able to take a big step forward for enhancing national security through discussions with other leaders this week. Kishida said that the statement he issued along with leaders condemning Russia's nuclear threat will lead to a better discussion on nuclear disarmament in the G7 summit next year. Kishida will host the G7 summit meeting in May in his hometown, Hiroshima. Now, border collies are regarded as some of the smartest dogs around. Now, there is proof from UK, where Rosie the dog lost her owner and instead of hanging around, she knew exactly what to do and where to go. Let's take a look. Border collie Rosie is walking into her local police station after getting lost in the British Midlands. It's not clear whether she knows this is the place missing people come to get help, but she seems to know where she's going. In the police station reception, she sits and waits, apparently aware that it's just a matter of time before her owner comes to pick her up.
I thought it was wonderful, really strange. Like I say, dogs don't just wander through. I've never seen a dog wander through into the front inquiry office, especially one that's been spooked by fireworks and it gotten lost and brought itself to a place of safety. Very, very clever dog.
The Border Collie was out for a walk with co-owner Steve Harper when she was frightened by a sudden firework. She ran for cover, and when she realized she had lost her owner, she ran to the police station where a community officer called home and the Harper family was reunited again. Owners Julie and Steve Harper were delighted to discover that Rosie knew where to go. They're glad that running away did not land Rosie in any trouble. Bureau Report, Sansad TV. And time now for all the latest from the world of sports. The biggest football tournament, the FIFA World Cup, will kick off tomorrow in Qatar. 32 teams will be competing for glory at football's most coveted event. The finals of the tournament will be played on the 18th of December. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar will represent India at the inauguration of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar on Sunday. Hosts Qatar will face Ecuador in the opening match at Al Bayt Stadium. 32 teams are participating in the FIFA World Cup, being hosted for the first time by Qatar. The 32 teams have been drawn into 8 groups of 4 nations. The semi-finals will be played on the 14th and 15th of December, and the finals will be held on the 18th of December. And some more sports updates. Table tennis star Manika Batra became the first Indian woman to win a medal in the ITTF ATTU Asian Cup. She won a bronze medal by defeating 3-time Asian champion Hina Hayata by 4-2 on Saturday. Australia defeated England by 72 runs to take a 2-0 lead in the 3-match series at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The third ODI will be played at the MCG on the 22nd of November. India's Grandmaster Arjun Erigaisi scored a win over Dutch Grandmaster Anish Giri, while R. Pragnananda and Poland's Duda shared honours at the Meltwater Champions Tour finals. 6th seed Andrei Rublev clinched a 3-6, 6-3, 6-2 win against Stefanos Tsitsipas on Friday night in Turin at the ATP Finals. The Australian women's cricket team will tour India for a 5-match T20 ODI series to be held from the 9th to the 20th of December in Mumbai. And the BCCI on Friday sacked the Chetan Sharma-led Senior National Selection Committee following Team India's below-par performance at the recently held T20 World Cup in Australia. BCCI has invited applications for 5 positions of national selectors, setting November 28 as the last date for submission. And with that, it's a wrap of the bulletin this weekend. Do stay tuned to Sansad TV for more news and updates round the clock. Thank you for being here. Good night.